The U19 FIBA World Cup began over the weekend. Group play started, and we had multiple games for all of the teams that we are interested in. We were paying attention to this quite a bit over the weekend. Obviously, we've got some big name players that college basketball fans are going to want to familiarize themselves with. AJ Dybantsa, Jasper Johnson, Daniel Jacobson, Merez Johnson on Team USA, to name just a few. Mikel Brown with Louisville, of course. And then some international players really shining as well. Jacob Furphy from UConn was awesome over the weekend. Omer Mayer in only one game for Israel looked like a stud. So we're going to have a lot of coverage of this event, some breakout videos on the side about Purdue's Meyer, and then Illinois, or former Illinois center, excuse me, Merez Johnson and Daniel Jacobson battling it out for the center spot. But I want to keep this video broad as a starting point. Let's just talk Team USA specifically, not the international guys. Team USA is 2-0. They opened group play with an 88-73 win over Australia, and then they followed that up with a dominant showing against France, 108-77. USA is obviously the favorites in the event. They are 2-0 in the event, but man, a couple guys in particular are dominating. So I'll throw it to you to speak on whoever you'd like to speak on here. What are your biggest takeaways from Team USA's first two games at the FIBA World Cup?
First of all, early bell to ass situation for the rest of the world. There's been a lot of prospects I think in this U19 tournament for some other countries that have been very impressive. I mean, looking back to that Australia game, Furphy was very impressive. UConn fans got to be very excited about him. He's been very good. But I think my biggest takeaway, and one that I think you might want to put a little feather in your cap right away, is that there's a lot of talk about this class kind of being the big three, maybe the big four if you stretch it to Nate Ament. I think you need to stretch it one more, and I think Koa Peat needs to be involved in that.
He needs to be involved in it, and he needs to be ahead of Nate Ament. Like, it's a big three. It should be a big four. Koa Peat at four.
Over Nate Ament.
Over Nate Ament. And if we're going big five, put Mikel Brown at five. Because that's my biggest takeaway from this event. Those two are the best players on the team card.
Can I get one?
No.
Come on.
I mean, let's win the gold first, then maybe.
I just one.
Well, don't you agree though? Like, look, we knew that Koa has I don't know, a storied Team USA role already. Like, he's played in all of these events. We know that the coaching staff's familiar with him. To be clear, his head coach is the head coach here. Tommy Lloyd is obviously putting his guy in great spots, so maybe we shouldn't be all that surprised. But Koa Peat has just constantly been the most productive player on the floor in this tournament thus far. He was just all over in the first game against Australia. 17 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, 2 steals. And then he follows that up against France, leads Team USA in minutes, 17 points, 3 rebounds, an assist, 2 steals, 2 blocks in that game. Did have 7 turnovers, but you watch these games, you watch the footage, Koa Peat is just everywhere. And it shouldn't be all that surprising because he's done this in All-Star games, he's done this elsewhere. But it is that surprising because AJ Dybantsa is on the team. And with all due respect to AJ Dybantsa, who has not been bad, he's been in the top 3 along with Koa and Mikel. But like, the story of the early games here is that AJ Dybantsa is not the guy on these Team USA teams. It's Koa Peat and it's Mikel Brown. And I did not expect that. I don't think it's a bad thing by any means. And Dybantsa's still doing his thing. He's scoring. He's showing off his athleticism. He's getting to the free throw line. But like, Koa Peat's very quiet, not about me, just be in the right spots and be productive game is translating right now, even more than AJ's very loud, give me the ball and get out of the way game is. And then Mikel Brown's a whole different experience if you want to talk about the euphoria that is Mikel Brown.
Oh, it's so special, man. It's so much fun. It's part of the reason why I love this Louisville. Like, part of the reason why I love this Louisville team. Obviously, they have the pieces they got out of the transfer portal, but a lot of this is that Mikel Brown's just special when he gets going. It's a deep bag. It's a tough bag to stop. People don't realize that he's 6'4". He's not 6'2" anymore. I feel like the announcers call him 6'2" all the time. He's not. He's got the quick twitch athleticism. He's got the pop, the score. That play where he had like the block and then the transition three was just like highlight reel stuff. But like, he has the ability to do that. And he's the type of player that next year, like when he gets going, it's gonna kind of have defenses like, oh, what do we do with this?
Hmm.
Like, because there's really not much you can do. If you let him get going, he's going to light your ass up.
Yeah. Are we okay with them listing him as Christopher Brown on the box score?
No, no,
I had to
absolutely.
do a double take after game. I was like, who is Chris Brown?
Yeah, no, yeah, no, that one really threw me off. But yeah, he's special, man. He's special when he can do that. And honestly, one of the more impressive parts of it is that he didn't shoot well in that first game against Australia. I didn't think that deterred him in the second one whatsoever, because that's the type of player he is. And also, even in a game where he did go 3 of 14 from the field in that first game, chipped in 6 rebounds, 7 assists, took care of the basketball, only 2 turnovers. Like he still did other things that I think affected the game.
Yeah, just seeing that name, Chris Brown in the box score really just like hit me in the face. It was I did not recognize who that was, but he's been doing work this week. He's been awesome.
You still got that fastball, my
He's
friend. Don't
been awesome.
let go.
Yeah, no, you know where I'm at with Mikel. I don't know if it's weird for me because he's such a like dynamic, entertaining player, but I also feel like I've seen a bazillion games of him where he just isn't making shots. And in this first game against Australia, he was 3 for 14. He played 33 minutes. He led Team USA in minutes. So clearly they view him as the point guard and as the guy. He had 7 assists to 2 turnovers. He was great. He had a plus minus of plus 32. Nobody else was even close to him. So you cannot deny the impact he's having on this team and the way Tommy Lloyd and the coaching staff has decided to use him and feature him. But I still don't love how like it's a 50-50 chance every time you turn on the game if Mikel's going 3 for 14 or if he's going 11 for 14. It's just too streaky for me. It's been the story of him every time I've seen him. Um, but he's clearly dominating and impacting games even when he's not making shots. The good news was after he went 3 for 14 for 10 points in game one, he made all his shots in the second game, which is what usually happens with Mikel. He was 8 for 11, 6 for 9 from three. There's a clip that went pretty viral, I would say, of Mikel blocking a shot off the backboard and then running in transition, and Dybantsa kicks it to him like 3 steps behind NBA range, and he hits the pull-up three. So yeah, I can't imagine there are many more fun players in the world right now at his age than Mikel Brown, and Louisville is gonna at minimum be must watch every single game with him and Conwell.
The offense is going to be fun.
Yeah.
Like they might be one of those teams where maybe they are a little void of stops, but they're going to be putting up 100, I think, in the Yum Center.
Yeah. Are you okay with how the staff's been doing rotations for this event? Because last year, I feel like a big talking point for us was like what they were doing at the guard spots. It felt like they were just playing McKennie and Acuff the whole game, and there were other good guards like Jasper Johnson, Jeremiah Fears that were like not playing much off the bench. I don't know. This year they've had a tight rotation. I mean, they played more guys against France than they did against Australia, but they've really done like a 7.5 man rotation at this event, depending on if they're going to play Daniel Jacobson that day or not. They've switched the starting center already from Daniel Jacobson game one. He only played 8 minutes in game one, and then game two, they let Merez play. But in game two, Jacobson was way better than Merez. So that's a whole nother conversation for another video. But I'm still confused. Like, is Kamenia in the rotation? He's been in and out of it. Tyron Stokes is like barely playing right now. Like, I don't know. Do you have any gripes with the staff? This video is brought to you by NBA2K Lab.com. 2K Lab worked with us last summer as well. And they're one of our favorite entities in all of sports gaming. We want to show you their college basketball stadium locator challenge game. And I'm going to share a screen right now as we do this. South Carolina, bang. Oh,
Ooh,
okay, that's pretty good. Next, North Carolina. Why are we only getting the Carolinas?
please
Bang.
lock in.
St. John's. That's New
New
York.
York.
Bang.
Where's New Jersey?
We're on fire. Colorado. I actually don't know what state Colorado is.
It's in Colorado. There's a state of
Is that
Colorado.
this one?
It's to the right of Phoenix.
anyway, you get the picture. This game's really fun. They've got more games as well, like Guess the NBA Player, Mystery Fantasy Draft, and more. Stay tuned for all of the college football content and games that they'll be putting together to help you get the best experience out of college football 26. Back to the video.
You know what? Not really, to be honest with you. I think that they do a lot of like um matchup dependent type things. And also there have been a good amount of players on Team USA that have dealt with foul trouble too. So I feel like that's thrown off rotations as well. But I mean all in all, I feel like I've been pretty actually okay with it. It is a little bit interesting. I mean, Tyron Stokes did get 15 minutes in the second game, but he's I think he struggled a little bit in this tournament so far, which is probably a little bit weird for him being that number one guy. But yeah, to be honest with you, I've been fine with it for the most part, especially because part of it is that Jordan Smith Jr. has like earned the starting spot on this team and been the starter out of that, what is it, class of 2026, I think it is.
Yeah.
His versatility on both sides of the ball, I think, just does a lot for this team. But yeah, I think it's more so just, matchup dependent, foul trouble stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, 4 total minutes for Brandon McCoy. He's like the super odd man out. Caleb Holt's been in and out a little bit. JJ Mandaquit's been in and out a little bit. He played 22 minutes in the game against France. So I don't know. It's just interesting. It does feel like it changes game to game. The center spot stuff is the most interesting part for me. Like clearly they wanted Daniel Jacobson to return and be the starting center. I don't think Jacobson looks 100%, but he
Yeah.
did have a really good stretch in game two. Merez is like, he had a great, super productive game where you can see everything that he's great at. And then he's been put on a poster like 3 times already.
Yeah, that dunk was nasty. Also, like I think France, as far as like front court players, they provide a little bit more size,
Yeah.
which I think like, the thing about Merez is he is 6'9", but like he makes up for it with like the power and the being able to overpower people, which you saw in that first game. Like he was blocking shots left and right. At worst, going to be one of the best rebounders I think in the Big Ten, maybe even the country with how he rebounds the basketball. But you do see like the limitations as far as like he is 6'9" and he does have the tendency to foul a little bit. But when he doesn't, like he's gonna be one of the best rebounders in the country.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. We'll talk about those in another video.
He did get absolutely punched on in that France game. That was
It's
nasty.
happened 3 times. He's had 3 like crazy but I don't it's weird. Like I like that he's contesting those. Like
Yeah.
that's the whole Merez thing. Is he supposed to just get out of the way? Like I don't
Yeah.
know. He's
I
still
I just need him to get one though.
well, he's had a bunch of blocks these 2 games already.
Yeah. But
So
I need a block for I need a
like a
someone's
highlight
trying to
reel.
punch on me, like stop punching on me. Because right now I feel like everyone thinks they can just punch on them.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you on that. Talk me through Dybantsa because he has not been bad by any means. Maybe we're holding him to way too high of a standard. He was leading scorer in game one against Australia, 18 points in 28 minutes. He was 3 for 10 from the floor, 0 for 4 from three. 12 of his 18 points came from the free throw line. He had 4 turnovers, 2 assists.
Hmm.
Against France, only 19 minutes. They played Koa Peat, JJ Mandaquit, and Mikel Brown all more than they played AJ Dybantsa in this game. Now he was super efficient, finally 5 for 6 from the floor. Once again, a lot of work at the free throw line, 8 free throw attempts in that game. You just watch it. We heard so much during training camp about how like he is the alpha. It has not felt that way. When you
Hmm.
watch these games, he's still been really productive. He's clearly an immense talent. But I thought I'd come away from these games being like, this is Dybantsa's team. I have not come away feeling that way. Should that be concerning to you as someone who loves AJ Dybantsa?
I'm not too concerned about it. Now I did expect him to come in and be the best player on the team, and I think you rightfully read it. He's probably the third most impressive player I've seen on the team outside of Mikel and Koa Peat. So I'm surprised to see that. But also at the same time, I think you see what Dybantsa is. He is a physical talent specimen athlete. He does have the ability to get to the free throw line. And one thing I actually am impressed about is, I think some players have certain body language things on this team, and I haven't seen that from AJ as much. him not being necessarily the best guy right now. Now, that's not to say like, he's getting benched or anything like that. So there's no reason for him to really be like that. But I feel like he's been engaged. I feel like he's picked his spots when he's can. But like, just being truthfully honest about it, he has been the third best player on Team USA.
Yeah. Okay. Which is fine. Like
Which is which you know what I'm saying, I'm not tripping about, to be honest with you. Like it's if I'm a BYU fan or anything like that, it is what it is. I think you're going to be just fine. Also, he's going to have his moment too. It's coming eventually.
Yeah, I would guess there's a game coming up where he just goes for like 35 points and we're like, haha, shut up. Remember when we said it wasn't his team because he had 18 and 17? Um, yeah, I think it's more I'm just impressed with Koa and Mikel than it is I'm not impressed with AJ. Like I think Dybantsa's basically been what he was billed as. Just Koa and Mikel have raised their game and arguably been better. The interesting part truly to me is why when you watch the games, it just possession to possession, it doesn't feel like he's the face of the team. I will say, Cart, it's probably that Mikel Brown's his point guard. I don't
Hmm.
know that anyone that plays with Mikel Brown is ever going to feel like the guy on a team with Mikel Brown at point guard. Is that fair to say? And I don't mean that as a diss, by the way, but like when you step back, it kind of makes sense. A guy with as loud of a game as Mikel is this team's every possession point guard.
Hmm.
And the only person who's like looking at Mikel's level is Koa Peat, who has the quietest game ever. He just runs up and down the floor and finds his spot. So it kind of leaves the other guys who need the ball in a weird spot, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that's fair to say. Yeah, I think there is a certain bit about it, and not even like in a negative way. It's just that's what a Michael Brown team is kind of going to look like.
Which could be good for Dybantsa when he does get with Rob Wright in the season.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
all
agreed.
right. Anything else on Team USA's first two games? We got more coming this week. We will continue to cover this team's performance as the week goes on. Oh, I wanted to ask you quickly, Nick Kamenia. He was great in game one. We had people in our Discord asking if he's the next Con Knipple. And by great in game one, I mean 7 points in 21 minutes. He actually wasn't all that great. He just played a lot. In game two, only 7 minutes. He was like out of the rotation. There are some flashes. There's some good tape from these games. He had a couple loud highlight type moments, but I don't know. Are you impressed with Kamenia? Is this what you expected from him, or where are you at?
It'll be interesting to see what his role looks like at Duke. If I had to like call it right now, I think that he'll look great in Coral Gables next season.
Well, what does that mean?
That he kind of has the look of that one Duke guy that gets kind of X'd out of the class and ends up going somewhere else, even
Oh,
though he's good.
that's not my takeaway, but okay. All right.
Really?
I think he's a rotation guy, not like a star or anything, but I think he'll play at Duke this year. Yeah.
Like how much?
I think 20 minutes a game, more than Isaiah
Oh,
Evans did last year. Yeah.
really?
I would think so.
Just because of like the more well-roundedness of it?
And I think like I don't know, there's little room on the wings this year to play. Like I don't think Duke's as loaded as they were a year ago. They're certainly loaded. They're good. I don't think he's looked overwhelmed. I was surprised he only played 7 minutes in game two here.
Yeah. Do we have questions about Tommy Lloyd as USA coach?
I my question is why is Tommy Lloyd the USA coach? Like shouldn't we just give this to Mark Pope? Doesn't that make the most sense right now?
I don't know. Like, what's the like? What I'm saying, what was on the job posting, right? Like, requirements, coaches college basketball, maybe like been to a Final Four.
Yeah, fun offense maybe.
Yeah,
Jasper Johnson, the other guy. Quiet couple games for him. He's playing. He's in the rotation, but I don't know what to do with Jasper these days.
he needs some creatine.
He does.
He looks very slim.
Yeah.
He needs a meal.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Slim's not a bad thing.
Step back three was nice.
Yeah, he's had moments. I want a good. I want to see a really good Jasper game because I'm a little fearful this is what it's going to look like at Kentucky. Like one game he plays 8 minutes, the next game he plays 18 minutes, and every game he gets you like 6 to 8 points off the bench, and that's it. I want more from him than that. I think he's capable of more than that, you know?
Yeah, especially given, I mean, when you look at Kentucky's guards in comparison to the guards he's playing with right now, I feel like there should be a spot for him.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. So we shall see. We'll have more from Team USA's World Cup run later this week.